Hello, Matrix, and welcome again. Today we are looking at the accepted reasons for quadrilaterals. So most of you have done quads since grade 7, grade 8. So it's nothing new. I just want to make sure that we get our reasons correct, but I'm not going to spend too much time on this. So the first one is that we know that the interior angles of a cyclic quad are equal to 360. So first one we would just say is A plus B plus C plus D equals 360 degrees. And the reason you would give is the sum of angles in quad. Okay, now let's say that you were told that ABCD is a parm. So say we were given that ABCD is a parm as a parallelogram. Okay, so if you're given it's a parallelogram, you then know, because parallel, that the sides are parallel. So we would know that AB is parallel to BD, AC is parallel to BD, and AB is parallel to CD. So these are parallel. Okay, so we could say then that AB is parallel to, I'm just going to do the one CD. And the reason we would give is opposite sides of a parallelogram. Okay, so we also know that the opposite sides of a parallelogram are equal in length. So we did AB and CD as a parallel. We also know that AC and BD are parallel. I just didn't put it in there, but we can also say that then opposite sides are parallel. Okay. So we did that one, so let's do that over here. And so that we could say, instead of doing AB, let's try the other one. So we'll do AC equals BD. And again, opposite sides of a parallelogram. These are the official guidelines, though, by the way. So these are the reasons that the examiners are looking for when they mark your paper. So get practice using this. So get hold of this. I've put a link in the description below with a link to the government website, which has these exam guidelines so that you can get them for yourself. Now, what else do we know about it? We also know that the opposite angles of a parallelogram. So I'm going to keep this in green because this is when we're given that it's a parallelogram. So we would know that A1 is equal to D1, and also B1 is equal to C1. Okay, so that we could say, I'm just going to do the one, A1 equals D1. And the same reason, opposite angles of a parallelogram. Okay, so we've done all in green when we're given it's a parallelogram. The diagonals of a parallelogram also bisect each other. Okay, so let's just show that. So let's do a slightly lighter green. So if we have these diagonals here, and we'll make this point E, then we know that CE equals EB and AE equals ED. So that's equal to that. This is equal to this. So there's a lot with this when we're given it's a parallelogram. We know a lot of things. AE equals ED, and we would give that as diags of a parallelogram. If the opposite sides of a quadrilateral are equal and parallel, then the quadrilateral is a parallelogram. Okay, the diagonals of a parallelogram bisect its area. Okay, so the last thing we can say is, and I'll do this in a dark green, is that the area of this triangle here, ACD, is equal to the area of triangle CDB. So we can say area of triangle ACD equals area of triangle C, D, B. So this was ACB and CDB, yeah. So those areas are equal. So that is if you're given that it's a parallelogram. We can say all of these things here. So I'm just going to go over that again. So the AE equals CD, so then we use that one. So these diags here are equal. So that was that there. Okay, now if we are given that a quadrilateral, but we're not told that it's a parallelogram. So let's say that, let's draw another parallelogram quickly. And we'll do it in a different color that we haven't used. Okay. So say we were given a parallelogram, but we weren't told that it's a parallelogram. There are certain ways that you can tell that it's that if you were given this and this and this and this and this and this, you would therefore know it's a parallelogram. So you could therefore say, and let's call this one E, we'll call this E, F, G, and H. We could therefore say that E, F, G, H is a parm. You can just say parallelogram. Then the reason you could give is opposite sides of a parallelogram or parallel. And if we were given the sides equal, the opposite sides of a quadrilateral are equal, then the quadrilateral is a parallelogram. So let's say that we were given, let's do a different color, this, this, and this, and this. We could therefore say E, F, G, H is a parallelogram. And again, we say, I think with the easiest one, because we know the one is opposite sides of a parm, we just say converse opposite sides of a parm. If the opposite angles are equal, so again, we're looking at exactly what we were doing before, but it's simply the other way around. And so if this was equal to this, so F equals to H and E equals G, we could therefore say that E, F, G, H is a parm, is a parallelogram. And again, converse opposite angles. Okay, and the diagonals of a parm bisect each other, then a quadrilateral, okay. So there we would again look at the quad, so the quad EGF. So here, if we would have the diagonals and they bisect each other, meaning that we'll call this I. So if we told that EI equals EIG and IF is equal to HI, then we can say that again EFGH is a parm, and we say once again converse diags of a parm. Okay, and then the final one is, I think, better to do just one more drawing, and we can, what have we got left? We've got pink left. So if we were given that that is equal to this and parallel, then it doesn't matter, if these are both equal and parallel, it's going to be a parm. So it doesn't matter about the other sides. So GHI, let's do J JKLM. JKLM is a parm. Parallelogram. And we'll say pair of opposite sides equal and parallel. Okay, so there are your parallelograms, the different reasons that you need to give, and the properties of a parallelogram, which you would have done way back in the day. Now, very important in Matric if you're given a parallelogram in one of those geometry questions. So hopefully that helped. Bit of a long video. Maybe most of it you already know, but just make sure that you learn these reasons and get them correct. All right, so yeah, I'll see you in the next lesson. If you enjoyed this or if it helped at all, just like, subscribe, support the channel, share with your friends, all that good stuff. And I will see you again soon.